All right, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. First of all, happy new year to everybody. A little bit early, but for those of you that are in the appropriate time zones, happy new year. I hope 2025 brings you guys far more joy, success, and blessings than 2024. Each new year we want to reach higher and higher heights. Let me know in the comment section below what your ambitions are for this year. I think every year when we do these little happy bag summons, I think it'd be a good opportunity to talk about what new year ambitions maybe I have while we're doing all these little summons. Like I said in the breakdown, the lineup here is very strong. This is without a doubt one of the best banners to ever summon on. All the festival characters, all the super powerful characters throughout the year are here. And yeah, I could always use more copies for these guys. We got the tickets. We pretty much nailed all the packs for this. So we should go ahead and just get started here. Starting off with this one here, the VIP one. I just wanted to start off with saying that over on Twitter, I typically make this super lengthy post talking about what I want to work towards throughout the year. It's not really, you know, I think it's good to share because it could also motivate others towards outlining what sort of goals they want to push towards, and as well as having like a calculated approach to it. I always say, hey, you know, it's good to have ambitions and goals to work towards, and when you have, you know, really ambitious goals, it's always good to have little small ones each month or each shorter period that could feed into the super big one. Like if your goal by the end of this year is to bench 225, and let's say you're starting at 135, this is just a super basic way to go about it, super, you know, top level, but you would make your end of the year goal, all right, by December 31st I want to hit 225. But that would mean as the months go on, you would want to hit, you know, certain strength goals that lead up to 225. By the way, epic. I'll take that. So, you know, January, by the end of January, I want to bench 145. By the end of February, I want to bench 155. The end of March, 165, like your 1 rep max. That's what I'm suggesting people do when it comes to making, you know, big ambitious goals for the end of the year. Now, for me, a lot of the goals that I share with you guys are content creator wise. For me, a lot of them are for hitting certain subscriber goals, follower goals. Actually, that kind of satisfies what's going on over on the streams too. But I should probably go look at my post and see what I said, just so we can sort of cross-reference. But I think I said for 2024. All right, let's see. So I said for 2023, we wanted to hit 250,000 subscribers, which we did. We actually hit 300,000 that year. So we just leapfrogged the crap out of that goal. And then I said by the end of this year, I was hoping we would hit 400,000. Obviously, we didn't hit that, but we hit a tremendous, roughly 360,000 subscribers. So first of all, thank you everybody that subscribed. But second of all, I think a big reason why it slowed down is two things. Number one, I didn't post as many shorts. Shorts are a super easy way for you to grow your channel. Oh, Super 17. They're a very super easy way to grow your channel. YouTube is really pushing shorts as something for everyone to do. The only issue is, as you post more and more shorts, the viewers that you retain, you're going to be nabbing people that... Oh, Vegito! You're going to be pulling in people that are there for your shorts. So if you start creating... If your focus is long-form content and then you start spamming out shorts, it could actually hurt your long-form content because the people that are there for shorts will see it, click it for maybe 10-15 seconds and then walk away. And YouTube likes to promote videos with much higher average view time. So your view time is a very important stat. And for me, I noticed, because I'm someone that really likes paying attention to numbers, I noticed that when we spammed a lot more shorts, the average view time for the channel went down. So this year, I sort of took a step back with spamming out as many shorts just to protect that. Now, things are much better now, but I definitely release less, just less, just to protect that. So that's definitely part of the reason why we didn't hit 400,000, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, shoot for the moon, land in the stars kind of thing. We hit tremendous goal this year, tremendous numbers this year. So I'll simply make the 400,000 subscribers goal the end of the year goal for 2025. No biggie. We can 100% hit that organically this year. I also said, I also talked about really wanting to push the second channel. Now, I don't really promote that as much here, mainly because I just don't have the time to get content out for the second channel. I think all your favorite creators will talk about this, but when your channel grows off of one kind of content, you don't want to be tied to just that one piece of content. You know what I mean? Like in my case, I grew to where I am today because of Legends. And Legends is past 6 years old now. I mean, all these gacha games have a limited lifespan. No matter how strong the IP is, there's gonna come a day where they'll simply say, hey, you know, we've kind of done it all. We want to go elsewhere. Here's the shutdown notice. And if your channel hinges on that one thing to form content, then you're kind of screwed. So for me, I wanted to make sure that we eventually moved past just Legends, and that's what the second channel was for. I was playing other games that I really enjoyed, and I was just, you know, promoting it here, releasing like a 10-second clip saying, hey, there's this cool fun thing, second channel. And you know what's great is I've had a lot of you say, wow, I had no idea you had a second channel, and then, you know, a couple people walk on over there and they enjoy what they see. Nice. The only issue is I haven't been able to get as much content out there. Nice. I haven't been able to get as much content out there because of work. It's just not possible. I mean, I would love to say that as the years go on, my responsibilities and the things I got to take care of drop, but unfortunately that's not really how it works. As time goes on, you become responsible for more and more things just because, you know, you get better at your job, your managers see that they can trust you a bigger responsibility, so you have more stuff to take care of. And in my case, that's kind of what's going on. So I've always floated the idea of, you know, what if I do this full time? Really, what if I do this full time? Some of the bigger reasons why I haven't done it is because, one, YouTube is super volatile. You never really know when things can go bad. It's almost out of your control. Today, my channel could be doing great, and then tomorrow, YouTube could be like, hey, we're gonna, you know, the gaming niche is too saturated, we're gonna start promoting documentaries, and then my channel just goes, we're down to 5,000 views a video, and it's like, oh, dude, how am I supposed to be able to make long-term financial goals? Like, what if I wanted to buy a house? What if I wanted to buy a car? What if I wanted to do some big ambitious financial goal and tomorrow, you know, the well runs dry? That's a terrifying thing. That's you know, that's one of the things that a 9-to-5 gives you. It gives you that sort of peace of mind knowing that you will have this continuous source of income. But when you do YouTube, you're not guaranteed that. Now, I know some of you can say, you know, when you work your 9-to-5, that's not necessarily true either, because what if you get fired tomorrow? I'm at least confident in my capabilities at work. You know, whether or not you get fired at work is most of the time a reflection of how good you are at your job. And if you're someone that's, you know, productive and you're getting the job done and your team likes to work with you, then you're gonna be okay. You'll be fine. But for YouTube, you could be the best YouTuber in the world. You never really know when something bad could happen. Somebody, you know, snuffs your channel. You know, the good boy and our homie Endakuba, you know, the boy had his channel get hacked, and the guy is, you know, tech savvy. He knew what he was doing, and he still somehow got clipped. You never really know. You know, your livelihood is always being attacked by hackers that are always trying to steal it from you. You know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? How there's so many different variables to have to be careful of, and some of them are just 100% out of your control. At least when you work a 9 to 5, that's not the case. For me, that's kind of the thing that I've always sort of held on to. It's just like, okay, I have that peace of mind, and you know, I've always treated this as a hobby, and then, you know, 9 to 5 is the thing that I've always focused on. But the only issue is, you know, we've been doing this for years now. Is it wrong for me to say I'm really tired? And I don't want to be pitied. I don't want to be, you know, told, "Oh, you got this." Like this is something I signed up for. I'm not sharing this to be pitied, given a pat on the back, being told I'm doing a good job. It's not that. It's just I'm just being transparent with all of you guys, and I'm really tired. It's never been about the work. It's always been the lack of recovery. The problem with Legends for me is it always releases new stuff late at night. And it always does this thing where we'll get reset at 1 or 2 a.m. for new summons. And then a couple hours later is when PvP goes live. So I never get this opportunity to properly recover. And this is every week. Do you know what I mean? Every week. And if any of you have read about how important sleep is, you know that, you know, anything that cripples your sleep is really bad for you. And it takes a while to bounce back from a lack of sleep. Imagine doing that every week for years, right? At the very least, if I was to do this full time, I think I'd be able to recover a little better because I'd be able to sleep in at the very least. So that's why the idea of doing it full time has some, you know, attractiveness to me. See, this is the infinite dilemma that I always deal with. I'm stuck between I'm not recovering enough as it is, and it's very hard to juggle 9 to 5 with YouTube. But at the same time, I'm too intimidated by how volatile YouTube is and not knowing the future of this game. What would give me a lot of peace of mind is if my second channel was to be doing as good, if not better, than the Legends channel. Because at the very least, I know I have something else to dedicate my efforts to. If Legends dies tomorrow and I have a second channel that's doing similar numbers, it's like, okay, I have a second channel that's carrying me. But then the problem with that is the only way the channel is going to grow to that point is if I actually release content for it to actually get to that point. But I have no time or energy to be able to do that. Do you see what I mean? This is like this infinite loop of you buy a car to go to work and you work to pay off the car. It's just this infinite loop of these things are feeding into one another. That's me with what's going on now. So I just don't know. Wow, that was an 8-minute ramble of me talking about full-time YouTube. I'm sorry, but it's been something that's stuck on the back of my head forever. Forever. It's just always been stuck in the back of my head. And that's actually part of the reason why I can't do a face reveal, because of my 9 to 5 work stuff. I'm legally obligated not to have something going on the side. Otherwise, I'm going to get in trouble, just because they want people to be fully focused and dedicated to the work that they're doing. So it's obvious, it's honestly pretty irresponsible of me to be doing something like this on the side, but I like this. I like what I do. Content creation is fun. I like interacting with you guys. So if I were to do a face reveal and they saw it, I get in big trouble. So hey, that's another thing. If I was to do, you know, full-time YouTube, I'd probably do a face reveal. Honestly, I'm no movie star. I don't really worry if people don't approve of what I look like. You know what I mean? I kind of just don't care. Like, it doesn't really matter. My face is my face. You know, I don't have a reroll account. I can't reroll my face. So if people aren't, you know, pleased with how I look like and I'm ugly, then I'm ugly. What am I supposed to do? It is what it is. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It is what it is. You kind of just live with what you got. So a face reveal would at least be possible, and then that goes back to the second channel. Like, would the second channel grow more because if I play a horror game with my face, it's more enjoyable, more personable. And the same thing with the streams. If I was to stream with a face, would the streams do better too? You know what I mean? And I can imagine the content evolving with me having a face, because I could do like little random skits before these late night showcases, because, you know, just showing your face and having a camera gives you a new level of creativity that's available. So yeah, full-time YouTube, I think I'd only be able to say I can do this with confidence as if my second channel was to do better and my streams were to do well. And that feeds into 2025, where I am going to give a very strong hoorah to second channel and my streams. I'm going to try to get at least 20 to 25 hours a month of streaming out. Gonna try to get at least 3 videos a week out on the second channel. Just do my best to see that have a chance at growing. Even with my responsibilities in my 9 to 5 being bigger, I'll try my best. I think I really want to do that. So that is all to say, you know, thanks for listening to that. The next thing that I talk about is fitness. I like talking about fitness too, because, you know, a lot of you guys are into fitness as well, or you really want to, you know, take that first step into embracing fitness. You know, we're all Dragon Ball fans and everybody's like swole and ripped and whatnot, so it could motivate you guys. I always talk about my fitness goals because I want to make it clear fitness is a long journey. Do you know what I mean? It's okay if you stumble. Nothing has to be perfect. It's okay. And I like to be transparent about that because, you know, I think I've done pretty good in terms of lifting. And, you know, if a guy who's done pretty good in terms of lifting can say it's okay to tumble, it's okay to make mistakes, then other people can feel more confident that even if they make a mistake, just pick yourself back up, dust off your shoulders, and keep walking forward. That's all that matters. So I said for 2024, I wanted to wrap up a cut and be ready for a year-long bulk, right? I am actually still cutting because, like I said, unfortunately for me, it's 2 things. One, I don't recover enough from the all-nighters that we do with the new content that comes out in Legends. So when you don't recover enough, you're weaker, and it's detrimental to muscle tissue repair. So I had to make the cut a little bit slower in order to preserve more muscle. Do you know what I mean? A cut is aggressive to your muscle tissue. Having less sleep, high stress, a lot of stuff to do. It's just it's the ultimate combo of, oh, we're gonna eat away this guy's muscle. So I made my training is less frequent and my deficit is smaller just in order to preserve more muscle tissue. So it's been taking longer, but at least I can manage it. I think I'm going to be done sometime Q1 of 2025 though. I think I'm going to do like one last aggressive push, finish it, and then at that point I'll probably post it over on Twitter, but I'm going to start a year-long bulk because I talked about this from the pandemic. The gym's closing, difficulty maintaining training, and then my disc issue because I herniated a disc when I got back to the gym. Recovering from that physio is basically like a 5-year arc of chaos. I don't want to be the guy that keeps going back and saying, yeah, I herniated a disc, and just always making excuses. So right now, I am the healthiest I've ever been. I'm not the strongest I am, but my back is super strong. My core is super strong. I'm mobile. I'm agile. I feel like I'm in complete control of my body. You know when you see those calisthenics people that can do pull-ups in the weirdest angles and the weirdest form, or they're able to do like handstands, one-arm push-ups, you know, like they're able to manipulate their body however they want. They're in free control. That's how I feel right now. Not saying I could do the same, but I'm very healthy and nimble. So that's the most important thing. And then I'm going to beat how strong I was before, maybe at the end of the bulk. So for 2025, it's just to complete the cut and then go on the bulk while being healthy, nimble, and strong. I don't do squats, free weight squats or deadlifts anymore because my goals have sort of shifted now. I'm not really powerlifting. It's more so just training bodybuilding style, you know, slower reps, better squeeze, chasing the pump kind of thing. I care more about that now, just because, you know, I'm sure some of you are powerlifters as well. You know what I mean when I say when you complete a block and you now have to determine your new 1 rep max, you need to be focused. You need to have the mental grit to push through that very heavy weight. You need to pull something from like deep within your gut to have the strength and courage to lift the weight and get it off. For me, because I'm always so tired, I kind of just didn't have that, and it was dangerous. Imagine trying to push through, you know, like a 3 rep set when you're half asleep and you're not focused. It was just too much risk, very dangerous. So I just switched my goals over. So I just do Smith machine squats. I do more like lunges, Bulgarian squats, Romanian deadlifts with dumbbells, stuff like that. I just don't do the squats and deadlifts anymore. Maybe even benching too. I focus more on dumbbell benches. So just for the, you know, mobility, easier stretch, whatnot. So my goals are just that now. I don't want it to be so specific. The goal is really just finish the cut, start the bulk, pursue more muscle tissue, keeping myself healthy and nimble. I don't want to feel so restricted, and, you know, I want to be able to have my hands grab one another when they're behind my back. You know that little like mobility test? I want to be able to maintain that. I want to be able to scratch the middle of my back kind of thing. So either way, that's that. I also talked about financial goals. This is another big one. I said here my goal is to keep maxing out my retirement savings account and tax-free savings account contributions. I've still continued that. For people in Canada, your should I say budget, or your contribution room per year is dependent on your income, and it's finite. You don't have just infinite window of, oh, I could put $5 million into a tax-free savings account. Like, you have a certain amount you're allowed per year. So what I've done is I've simply maxed that out per year and then minimized my spending as much as possible. You know, this year in Legends, they've released more characters and more ultras, but even so, based off the numbers, I've spent only just a little bit less compared to last year. And I think a big part of that is because we had a lot of Super Saiyan 3 related stuff come out this year. We had this green Super Saiyan 3 come out. We had the Go Tanks come out. We had Zenkais, whatever. So my goal for next year is sticking true to me only caring about 1 copy of the character, but 2 other things. Whenever I liked a new character release, everything's done. Whenever I liked the new character release and I farmed up Chrono Crystals, I would throw those multis back into the banner. They would be farm CC because typically we get a raid or event or whatever. I would throw it back in there because I like the character. In 2025, I don't think I'm going to be doing that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save all the farm CC and dedicate it to the next banner. In that way, I reduce how much CC I have to buy. Next, when it comes to Zenkai Awakenings, I used to summon right away to get the character to Zenkai 7. So that means spending the Chrono Crystals, even though there's a gauntlet. I think from now on, I'm going to first finish the gauntlet to get the character to at least Zenkai 2. I think you get a couple missions done in that way. And then that means 2,000 less CC spent on a Zenkai Awakening. Number 3, if there are any Super Saiyan 3 characters that come out next year in 2025, I'm not going to be 14 starring them anymore. I don't think... Even though I like the character, is it right to say I don't feel good about running around with 14-star characters? I know it sounds super stupid, but I almost prefer running around with lower star characters to feel like the underdog versus, yeah, you're expected to win. I know that sounds extremely bizarre, but I don't feel particularly fond or good about myself to say, ha, look at me, I got this 14-star Super Saiyan 3 character or Majin Buu Saga character because I really like it a lot. Ultimately, it just makes more financial sense to hold on to money as much as possible. So I'm not going to be 14 starring any Super Saiyan 3 character. I don't care if it's an Ultra. I don't care if it's the most polished or most balanced or the most pristine, the most well animated. I don't care. I'm not going to be 14 starring any Super Saiyan 3 characters. The only time I would ever go back into a banner now is if collaborations are to happen. If people reach out to me and say they want to do a collaboration, then I'll do it. Now that segues off to the next part. I want to do more collabs in 2025. You guys have fun with it. Obviously, I would like to do more collaborations. You know, Nano, Diddy, Slay, Gresh, all these guys would love to do more collaborations. The only reason why we're not able to is timing and schedule. But I'd like to dedicate more effort towards getting more collaborations done with those guys. Yeah. So financial goals. I wrote mental health goals. I said be more optimistic and look after my mental health. I know it's pretty vague. You guys don't really get, you know, a glimpse into my mental health because, you know, I'm just a dude that talks on the mic. Guys don't really know behind the scenes, but the last couple of years have been pretty tough. I just don't make it obvious. It's been pretty difficult. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I've been dealing with, and it hasn't gotten any easier. I don't want anyone to think, you know, oh no, you know, doom and gloom. It's nothing like that, but it's just another thing on the plate. So I'm really hoping in 2025 things can settle down a little bit. But because thanks to you guys, I'm able to take care of those things better. But it's still just one of those things over my shoulders where it's like, oh my God, how does this problem keep getting worse kind of thing, you know? Don't worry, I'm not some like crazy gambling addict and I owe the mafia $2 million and they're out to get me. It's nothing like that. I promise you, I am financially smart. I just wish other people I know were financially smart. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm hoping 2025 takes care of that. So in that way, I can have some mental clarity and be in a better mind space. And then I wrote a conclusion. Big goals for 2024. I think they can all be achieved so long as I start working hard right away. The one question in my mind will always be about doing this YouTube thing full time. How much should I have saved before I make the switch? How long does Legends have? Am I missing a chance to broaden my audience into different games if I were to stream more? Second channel growth compromised. Is the risk worth it? No idea. Either way, be sure to outline your own goals in a similar manner so you know what to work towards for 2024. Best of luck, everyone. It's kind of crazy how that same conclusion can be applied to 2025, right? I guess it pretty much is the same thing. I still wonder about this YouTube thing full time. I still wonder about broadening my audience if I were to stream more. And the second channel growth is definitely compromised. But you know what? 2025 should be good because there are two big games that I'm really looking forward to. Little Nightmares 3 and The Wolf Among Us 2. Now, those are two exciting things. I think some of the best videos ever done on the second channel are games like The Walking Dead or what is it? The Android game. Damn it! I forget what it was called. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's the Android game where it ultimately becomes a question about humanity towards the end. Either way, story-driven games where choices matter. You know, like Until Dawn, stuff like that. Either way, this is basically a 30-minute video of me rambling, and I'm sorry that it has no sense of direction, but this is all to say, I really hope 2025 has the answers to the questions I have, and has answers to the questions you may have. I know some of us wonder about the future, some of us wonder about, you know, finances, some of us wonder about, you know, whether it's personal life, love life, social life. I hope that 2025 has the answers for all those things and that they're positive answers for you. I want all of us to achieve a great deal of success. I want all of us to be eating at the table. There's always a seat available for everybody. So yeah, I hope 2025 is great. And you know what? It'll be great so long as we put the right foot forward and we work hard towards those goals. You guys can do it. I can do it. We all got this. Let's go into 2025 doing great. I just realized the 2025 CC summon for this Happy New Year summon right there. 25 characters, legends, being completely clever there too. Either way, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I want to know what your ambitions for 2025 are in the comment section below. I want to know what goals you have, and I want to know how you're going to work towards them. And you know what? We're going to go back, and maybe I'll do a video at the end of 2025 looking at your comments, talking about what you guys were working towards. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to write your goals, how you're going to achieve them. And then December 31st, 2025, you're going to go to your comment. You're going to find it. You're going to edit it and tell me how it went. And we're going to make that a video. I think that would be super cool. So you guys keep me accountable for my goals. I'm going to keep you accountable for your goals, because we're going to make it a video. We're all going to see it. And you know what? Even if you haven't achieved it, at least you made progress towards it. And then in 2026, we can revisit this. We can make it sort of like a fun tradition. Either way, rambled on for too long. Hopefully your summons went well too. 2025, Happy New Year. Let's get it, boys. Woo!